Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to apply to physical therapy school. So I went through this process myself about 1 year ago, and this was very hectic and there's a lot going on at first, but once you break it down, it makes more sense, and I wish someone told me that. So that's what I'm going to try to help through this video today. We're mostly going to go over PTCAS information and what's to each subtopic. So let's go from here. First, you want to go to PTCAS website, ptcas.org, and then once you get there, click to log into application. And once you click this, you're gonna go to this screen, and this is after you log in. So I just made up someone myself, and then there are 4 parts to this application process. It makes it kind of simpler or break it down. So the first part is personal information. So go into this. This one is really self-explanatory. So let's look at one of them first. Release statements. Just press yes, read through them. And then there's biological information, put your name, date of birth, contact information, citizenship information. So basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. When it gets more important is academic history and supporting information. So let's check out the academic history first. So on this one, there are colleges attended, transcript entry, standardized tests. All 3 are very important. So for colleges attended, you want to add your college. So I'm going to add mine. Oh, Texas. And then let's say you got the degree, or even degrees in progress, whatever is good, or degree awarded. Just say something, and then here, put your major, minor, and then let's say it was a tri-semester. Are you still attending? You might be still attending if you're going into your senior year. So your first semester could be fall, August, something like that. So put in your college's attendance. So all those information, just make sure you're putting it right. So once you put this down, you want to press. This part is when it gets important. So it says require transcript types. Official transcript not yet received. So you want to press order on here. There's various ways to do it. You can do credential solution, this one and this one, if your university has it. If your university does not have it, you have to do order a mailed paper transcript. So you basically go through each one and see if your university has it. If your university doesn't, you're going to have to choose option 2, order a mailed paper transcript. And when you're mailing the transcript, you have to let the registrar's office know about what your information is. So you have to download this transcript ID form, fill it out. So it fills it out for you. My CAS ID is here, but it fills it out for you, and then your name, first name, last name, and then your university, and then it lets you know to the registrar how to do it. But you have to make sure to email them and let them know to input this form on there too. This process takes up to 4 weeks, so get it done early. So 1 month, at least 1 month before your deadline. I would say 2 months. So let's say your deadline is November 1st, I will get it done by September 1st. Okay. One another thing about the colleges attended is you can add another university. Let's say you transfer from different university, or you went to a community college for certain degrees. It's not degrees, but even for courses. So add university, let's say it's Austin Community College, and then go through the same process that we went over. So there was colleges attended and transcript entry. And then the next one is standardized tests. So in terms of the standardized tests, most of you guys will add GRE. You'll add GRE, and let's say you have taken it. Most PT schools require it, so probably yes. And write down the date you took it, and then the ETS registration code. This is given on your GRE email, I believe. And then write that down, what your numbers are, your percentile, and then save this test. And once you save this test, it will be saved. Some schools will require you to send your GRE directly to them. So make sure to have the ETS website and their GRE information ready. That also can take up to 4 weeks, so get it done early. Early meaning 2 months early, not 1 month. 1 month is fine, but you don't want to go there. Okay, so standardized test is done. Transcript entry is done. Okay, one last thing about this section is professional transcript entry. I suggest not doing this because this is this much money. I suggest doing it on your own. Doing it on your own takes a while. So what this is, you're gonna do this later when you're mostly done with your application, so towards the end, so you don't have to worry about it in the beginning. But what you're gonna do is once they receive the transcript, you're going to have to match the classes for each physical therapy school. Let me explain this. So let's say you took bioanatomy in your university and your bioanatomy course number was Bio 146. In physical therapy school's perspective, they have no idea of knowing that it's bioanatomy. So you're going to have to go through each school and check on the transcript that this is a bioanatomy prerequisite for each school. So it's like checking up the prerequisite. I know in words it might sound kind of complicated, but towards the end of your application, this will make sense. This is just a busy work. It doesn't require someone to send in a transcript or anything. You just have to do it on your own, and I suggest not paying for this. Okay, so that was the academic history section. Get this done early. Transcript, GRE score. And other parts you should get done early is the supporting information. Some of them are not under your control, so email them early, let them know early. So the first one is references. So how does reference work? So basically, you're gonna have to send an email to the reference of your choice. So some physical therapy school will let you know how many references they want. So they can have one physical therapist, one coworker, one professor, or something like that. But typically, it's something along that line of physical therapist, coworker, or your superior, and a professor. So get those done early because some people are very busy. Professors can be very busy. It may take forever for them to write it. So one suggestion that I would do, I did it myself, is to request them if you could help them write the reference letter. So you can just tell them, hey, if you're too busy, I can help you write it, and you can look over it, you can send it yourself, but I can help you write it. And one other thing I did was I was pretty close with people that I requested the reference letters to, so I just asked them directly, hey, can you write me a reference letter? There are bunch of templates are in Google. You can take a look at those and how to write those. But if you're not too close with a professor or someone you don't really know as well, and they're kind of busy, you might want to just hit them up first and then do it. That will give them more like personalization about the process. That might help them more. So anyway, for this one, you want to press create reference request, and then probably not, your name, last name, email, due date, you want to put the due date there. I put it like 3 weeks, 1 month ahead of my due date, which is not really the due date on school. So you want to write the messages to them. But you don't want this to be the message of requesting for a recommendation. You want it to be something more. So I suggest not doing that, but just let them know. Just remind them. And then you want to press this, and then save this for a reference request. So you want to do that multiple times for however many reference, up to 5 references as you want. And then another thing that may take a while is observation letter. You can do this, fill this all out, make sure to get variety. This is an important part. So how are you going to get this approved? So you can send my PT observation letter or upload a signed form verifying PT observation letter. I do not recommend doing this because anyone can do this and then just not get it verified. I don't think this is a good option. Just send the observation letter or upload it. So I'm going to show you both of them. So let's see. Let's say I press this. I'm gonna send my physical therapist supervisor the observation hour, and they can fill it out. So their name, Bob Johnson, and then write their email. And then once it's all filled out, you can say save and continue. And the other option is upload a signed form verifying my PT observation hour. I did this for a couple of them. So basically the same thing. Their name, the physical therapist supervisor or PTA supervisor, and then you don't have to write their email or anything, but you're gonna have to upload a form. So a lot of times clinics or hospital will require you to have a form of how many hours you have, and then the physical therapist sign at the corner. So I made this one by myself. So let me show you one of them I made. So I made this for the hospital I shadowed a while ago, a long time ago. And I just wrote down all the hours I did. And it turned out to be exactly 40 hours. And it was signed by a physical therapist right here. That way you can get it verified too. So 2 ways. Get those verified quickly because it may be a pain in the butt to be in contact with them again, especially if you've been doing a lot. So you can add your experiences here, work experience, military experience, anything you've done, and then achievements, honors, anything, and then license and certification, a CPR AED. Let's say you're a personal trainer, add those too. And other than reference letter, observation letter, hours, this is extremely important. I cannot emphasize how important this is because the applicants have good GPA. Applicants have good GRE. What's going to distinguish you from other applicants is the essay. Essay makes you distinguished. Think of it that way. Every person has a story. Help others. Please go beyond your initial interaction experience and share a deeper story that has confirmed your decision to specifically pursue physical therapy as your career. 4,500. So that's around 700 words. You have to let them know why you want to be a physical therapist within 700 words. And this has to be about you. It doesn't necessarily have to be about unique or try to bring something out that you don't have. But this has to be about you. This doesn't have to be a grandiose story. Very important. This took me around 4 weeks to write it. I fixed it like 20 times. So get this started early. That is the key to this application process. Okay. So academic history, supporting information, we went over that. And then program material, it's where it gets more interesting. So let's go to one of those universities I applied, and let's go to other university. This is the university I'm going to, physical therapy, Texas Women's. Okay, so once you add those programs by adding add program and then search it, there's going to be stuff popping up on your program materials. See these two? So you're not done until you finish these. So think of it as PTCAS section, which is personal information, academic history, and supporting information, and there are individual university sections. So for each individual universities, you're going to have to look at them. You're going to have to look at them and what they require. So let's go to Texas State University. Just gives you their information. Deadline is October 1st. So if this is October 1st, I'll get everything started at least by August 1st, 2 months ahead. So there are questions, so there are extra essays that this university requires. How you managed it. Very important question is that they're gonna ask you this in interview, but there seems to be no limit, I guess. Are you a military member? Have you applied? Reapplicant question comes over and over again. So if you're reapplying, make sure to do this one. Okay. And remember I mentioned about classes, the transcript, you have to tediously match them. You're going to have to do them here. So once you add your transcript, you're going to go to transcript entry. And then I handle it myself. I don't think this is worth it. And then just start from here. This is pretty self-explanatory. So once you get it started, just busy work. So get this prerequisite done, questions done. And this Texas State University requires other than PTCAS, there is their own admission process. You have to go through their own admission process and make sure what they do. All right, so basically that's everything in terms of PTCAS and individual admissions. Once you're done, it's going to show you once you're done with the PTCAS information and their individual essays and the transcript entry. You're going to submit them. You're going to have to pay the fee. Fee is pretty expensive, but you're going to have to pay it. And once you're done with everything, make sure you're checking your status. Once it's all done, it will say it's done. But just because it's done doesn't mean it's done, because you have to go through the university's or physical therapy school's individual process. So get in touch with them, get started early. You got this, and good luck on your application. Thank you.